Hello everyone, today we are going to set up TypeScript project and configure ESLint and Prettier for it. Main purpose of this tool is to help you maintain the code base in long run. TypeScript will be the language that is code written in, and ESLint will check the code for warning and errors. Besides that, Prettier will format the code, ensuring the code style. And we have a written explanation in here. Feel free to read them. And we have empty repository. We will step by step introduce them in our code base. First, we will initiate the package.json. I am using pnpm. And after that, we are gonna add TypeScript dependency as a dev dependency because code will be in TypeScript. And we are gonna add Prettier dependency, nothing else, no plugin, etc. Lastly, we are gonna use create command in ESLint config to initiate ESLint configuration in our repository. Let's move with that. We are gonna check syntax and find problems. We are using ECMAScript and we are developing backend application. Our repository includes TypeScript. We will run this code in Node and it says I need these dependencies in the project. It says please confirm and we accept it and we choose our package manager as pnpm. This is all development dependencies we have right now. ESLint CLI tool also created a configuration file for us, and this is the recommended configuration for starting the project. Also, I am seeing they have marked it with module.js, so I'm also gonna set my module configuration as ECMAScript in my package.json. So project uses ECMAScript module, not common.js. Moving on, next we are going to create the TypeScript configuration, and let's create our file, and I'm going to copy paste some basic configuration for it, and I'm not going to focus on details. My purpose in here is to give you a brief explanation how this tree tool can be introduced in your project. So please feel free to stop the video and read the provided comments for each configuration. I believe that will be enough for the scope of this video. And next, we are gonna create our Prettier config. File name will be .prettierrc, and we are gonna just put single quote through. We have created our configuration files right now. We can come back to our package.json and write our scripts that will utilize these tools. So first script we have is TypeScript check. This command will find the potential warnings or errors using TSC library. Then we have format check, and lastly we have lint check command. So right now our tsconfig complains to us there is no input file. We are going to create src directory and put our index.ts in here, and warning is gone. Let's put a code snippet in here that has bugs. As we can see, person type is an object and it has name and age properties. Age property should be number, but it's declared as string in here. So we know we have a bug here because it's just a 9-line code snippet, but in larger code base, you cannot pinpoint them. It's harder to debug. So we will utilize our tools. First thing to do, I'm gonna extend our ESLint configuration. I'm gonna write a rule, and this rule will change the recommended behavior. Okay, so this should be an array and it should be an object, then rows. Okay, so what we're doing here with this specific rule, I want to throw error. Okay, I am saying for no unused variables, please throw error with this configuration, and configuration says if environment variable has underscore in front of it, don't throw, accept it as is, because when I'm aware of a variable is unused, I will put underscore and drop the complaint from ESLint. We will first use our ts check command, and it gives me one error saying h should be a number in here. Okay, that's cool. Now let's see what formatters tells us about code style. We know we have extra indentation here. This is not correct. It should be like this. We want Prettier to detect it. So I'm gonna run our next command, format check. And Prettier will just say you have an issues in src/index.ts file, but it won't give you the reason. Okay, it doesn't have that capability. Prettier will just check it, and if it has warnings, it will output the file. Then you can utilize format write to fix it. Our next command is lint command. Let's run it and see what problems it gives us. As we can see, it detected the unused variable because our custom role is in place. And what we can do here is put underscore before it and run it again, and this time it won't complain. Now we have made sure every tool is working in our code base. We can go ahead and commit our changes and commit. So next thing to do, introduce pre-commit hooks in our repository. It will allow you to run these checks for every commit. So unwanted code style or warnings or TypeScript errors will not committed in your repository ever. But having these checks in every commit can be time consuming or cumbersome in large projects. In that case, you can move them to the CI/CD actions. Okay. For now, I'm gonna just put them into pre-commit hook. Let's start by introducing our two new dependencies. They are called Husky and lint staged. After the successful initiation, we are gonna run Husky init. Much like ESLint CLI tool, this is gonna create Husky configuration files for us. It created that Husky directory and put some configuration files into it. Please make sure they are there, because depending on your package manager, Husky may not comply with yours and these files may not be here. If that's the case, you need to troubleshoot it. And next thing we're gonna create lint stage RC file. I'm gonna copy paste our configuration file. And one another thing we will add is we are gonna change the pre-commit hook content. We are gonna say this is a bash script, and we are gonna execute lint staged in here. Okay, flow will be as following. When we try to commit, Husky will run pre-commit script, and in this script, it will call lint staged command, and then lint staged will run our scripts to do the sanity check. Okay, so let's try if our pre-commit hooks works. I'm gonna come here and make a change. Okay, we are creating a change in this file because lint staged will only check the staged files, as you can predict from the name. I'm gonna come here and add our src index ts to stage, and I'm gonna try to commit, and it's gonna fail because we are passing string instead of number. I'm gonna retrieve this change, okay, and discard this one, and I'm gonna create a commit message saying feature it reduce pre-commit. Okay, so pre-commit hook is out of our way. Now, next thing I want to mention is why did we install these dependencies instead of using IDE plugins? By having these tools as project dependencies, you can ensure consistency across all developers' environments. You may not force developers to use specific IDE or editor, but you can enforce a consistent set of tools and configurations per project. That's the reason we are going through all these hassles. I want to also showcase the IDEs quickly. I'm gonna come here and enable ESLint and Prettier extension. After enabling these plugins, now we will see our errors or warnings right in our IDE while we are doing the development. So I'm gonna reload our window, start this plugins, and I'm also gonna activate TypeScript setting previously disabled. And right here, we are seeing TypeScript error instead of coming and running TSTube. You're gonna get the same error in your IDE. Okay, we saw the TypeScript error in our IDE. You can also find it in the Problems tab. And as you can see, it's created by TypeScript itself. Now what I want to show you is ESLint error. If I remove the underscore, ESLint will complain because of our custom rule. And right here, we can see it. Person is assigned, but value never used. And it's created by ESLint itself. This one is created by TypeScript. This error created by ESLint. So all of them are visible to us without running the scripts. But again, scripts will be utilized in pre-commit hook or in CI/CD action to prevent developers to push unwanted codes that contain errors. Also, I can apply Prettier formatting every time I save the file. For this, you can create VS Code settings per project. Okay, right here we are saying our default formatter is Prettier and format and save should be true. After creating this file, format and save will work even if you don't have personal setting in your VS Code. It will be defined right here in the project. I'm gonna press Ctrl S button in Windows to save our file, and Prettier automatically fixes my indentation. So I'm also gonna commit this. Of course, it's not gonna work. Let's because there's a change in our index.ts. What we can do here, we are gonna fix our TypeScript error, and Prettier already fixed. I believe now we can commit without problem. Yeah. That's it, folks. I have gone through every section that I have in mind. I hope this was useful for you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.